Bob to say a few words if you wish?
Yeah.
I'd be honoured for you to talk.
Thanks, Bob. Thank you. Thanks, Warren. Thank you to Peter Bethune has offered to help us in this project. It's really, really important. I won't get into too much technical stuff. I think Peter and Warren have pretty much covered the subject really, really well. As you're all aware, I'm not all that much of a people's person.
That's an understatement.
You know, I won't elaborate on that. I won't make a mess of it. But no, seriously though, my concern is for the animals. You know, we're really, really fortunate in this country. We've got some of the most precious animals in the world. And amongst those are the dugongs and the turtles. And it's pretty obvious if we don't get our act together. Pretty quick too, you know. We don't have a lot of time, but the animals don't have a lot of time. We've got a message from the UN that dugongs will be extinct in 40 years if we don't get our act together. I honestly don't think we've got 40 years. I think the way things are going now, dugongs will be extinct before I am. And I can tell you for sure I'm not going to be here in 40 years. I think dugongs are going to be lucky to last 10 years, the way things are at the moment. Which is not going to do the native tiger act any good, is it? So we all need to get our act together. You know, I mean, it's not just up to the government. It's not just up to the government. All the people within Australia have got a responsibility to do something. You can all speak out. You've all got a voice. The animals don't have a voice. That's why I'm here. Now, I speak for them. I don't speak for the people. So we've all got a responsibility. Our government, our present government has failed us badly. I made a mess of it. There is absolutely no doubt about that. I'm not one that gives the government too many good points, and they've done terrible. And they're actually ignoring. They're ignoring the dugong and the turtle issue because it's too hard for them. Anything connected with the traditional owners, they don't want to touch it. They don't want to go anywhere near it. It's too difficult because you'll be called a racist or whatever. Well, this has got nothing to do with racism. Absolutely nothing to do with it. It's got to do with the survival of the species. They aren't going to survive. They're not going to survive by me. I won't go too much into the cruelty issue. That's one that I have lots of trouble with. So do a few other people around here. You know, to see some of the images that you people that live up here in the north have seen recently. Both turtles and dugongs. It's just not on. You know. It's like 17th century stuff. It's like stuff that we put up with when they were cutting heads off people and shrinking heads and things like that. That was acceptable. Well, that's the sort of cruelty we're faced with now with dugongs and turtles. So it's got to stop. How we best do that? Maybe it's the way Warren's explained. Maybe it's the way Peter's explained. Maybe it's the way Colin's explained. I don't know. But you can rest assured on one thing. That we are going to work as hard as we possibly can to actually bring about a change. So that we don't see these terrible issues cropping up in our local media. I just like to thank Colin particularly for the work that he's done, and Warren as well. Warren's been working on this issue for a few years now.
A lot longer than Colin.
Yeah. And to also thank all of you for coming as well. And I might add at this stage that there was half a dozen of us in this room for an hour or so this morning, and it got pretty heated. But see, that's how we get a good outcome. That's how we get the best outcomes we can possibly get, by having heated discussions. I've known Warren here for 30 years, 35 years, and we always have heated discussions, because I hate crocodile farms with a passion. and he's an ex-crocodile farmer. But you know, I mean, we've actually had our heated discussions over the years, and we still have them. But we can improve things by doing that, you know. We can make things better. We can make things better for the animals. You know, if we all agree with each other, nothing would ever get done, you know. And the Queensland government at the moment, they've got their heads stuck firmly in the sand, and have got absolutely no idea how to look after our natural world. And it's not just the dugongs and the turtles. You know, if I could have 2 hours of your time, I could probably run through the whole list of what's happening. We are going to see, in our generation, we're going to see extinctions of animals on a big scale. It's not looking good. So we need to do something about that. And we all can. The worst thing we've got in this country is we're too nice. And apathy is our big problem. We are so comfortable in our existence. We go home in a nice little car, to a nice comfortable little house. And while we're doing that, our animals are being butchered, tortured, sold, exploited. While I stand here now, there's animals being exploited in this country, being butchered cruelly. Things like kangaroos, wombats, dingoes, turtles, dugongs, koalas, and go on and on and on. I never thought in my lifetime that I'd see localised extinction of koalas. And we're seeing it now. It's happening right now. The chances of koalas becoming totally extinct in Queensland is really, really good. So your kids will have to go somewhere else to see a koala, because there won't be in this stuff. And that's because our government ignored some really good advice from the scientists and researchers. And that's what's going to happen to our dugongs and turtles. It's happening. Your children may not see a dugong. Well, they won't. I can actually tell you now they won't. If we don't start to do something practical, they won't see it. And that's really, really sad. The turtles will take a little bit longer, but they'll go too. You know, we've got 7 species of turtle in this country, I think. Warren will probably back me up there. I think 5 are endangered. Yes, 5 are endangered. Once they reach that endangered status, the chances of us getting them back from there is really, really slim. They reach the endangered status, and we call it a tipping point. They get up to this little peak. And once they go over that tipping point, that's it. It doesn't matter what you do. They're gone. You're finished. You can make all the plans you like. And that's probably the stage our due governments are at. If we get our act together quickly enough, maybe, just maybe, we can get them back. But if we don't, then they're gone. And that applies to a lot of our other native wildlife as well. So I'd ask all of you to do what you can. Write to your local members, put some pressure on them. That's what they get paid for, make them work. Annoy the hell out of them. Drive them nuts. That's what you got to do.
And the deputy minister.
Oh yeah, like don't you sit there and
You're going to rectify that.
Take it easy.
You're going to rectify that.
The worst thing we can say is we can't make a difference. Every single person can do something to make it better. And that's what I expect you to do. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. We can just have a little